You're gonna be taking freedom out of your fat asses all night long because you got fat asses. The only chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, if you could run lickety split, but you can't run because you're fat asses. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the DMs of line. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Army tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Look at a match for the total package like Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keep winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
Right. What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night. That's right. It's Dirt Sheet Dudes. I am Boxman. That's right. It's Boxman. It's Smark. It's Smark. It's Boxman. It's Eric. I fucked that up anyway. What is going on? What is up? What is up? What is up? Eric, what's up?
Not much. How are you guys?
Oh, good. Smarky, tell me how you're doing, sir.
I am A-okay.
Well, I'm better now that we figured out that whole Garth Brooks situation. Okay.
There was an intense debate before the show. Things got heated. There was chairs thrown.
And the thunder rolls.
It very much did behind you several times.
Literally, I'm having storms here. I'm hoping to have power the whole time, the whole show. It sounds like it's slowed down out there a little bit.
Not seeing too much right now.
No, the rain sounds like it slowed down a little bit. It was like straight downpouring out there for a while. So, no, it sounds like it's a little bit better out there. So hopefully we'll be okay. Nothing gets struck, transformed. But I don't know, man. I'm doing pretty good. So I'm glad you guys are all doing well. That's a good thing. Hope everybody else is doing well out there. I see Dirk in the chat. I saw SBC a minute ago. Dirk is old. He's making fun of me, isn't he?
He's been using that for a little while now. I think a week or two.
As I sit here in my new glasses.
Nice glasses.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a little weird still. I've only had them a couple days, and my other ones, I was telling Smark, my other glasses made me like sick when I put them on. Fucking nauseous. So my wife got me these.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife got me these. They're a little better. Everything's a little wavy, but I mean, I'm kind of used to that, you know, me being high all the time. But everything's a little wavy. And
you feel younger?
No, I feel older. But my eye doctor said if you can make it to, anywhere past 40, you don't need glasses. Just, it's all bonus. So he said it's pretty good. I made it as far as I did. And, I always thought, I smoke so much fucking pot. It's good for the eyes. Never going to need glasses. Well, here I am, pair of glasses. But these are progressive bifocals, which I even needed bifocals to make me feel just a little older. Mm-hmm. And like I was showing Smark, I got the little clip on for the sunglasses. I went full nerd with the glasses this time. I just figured if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it.
There you go. I think what you need now is you just need like a sweater. You need a cardigan. You kind of got an authoritative look about you now. Kind of got a little bit of like a community college, like history professor type vibe.
I actually thought maybe you would tell me I should be selling apartments on apartment.com.
Well, that is true. It does definitely gold bloom me up a bit more than normal.
You look like a business guy.
Well, I need to get back in sales then. Make some better money at what I'm doing. Which got a couple little things going on out there, which hopefully will pan out where I don't have to get up at 5:30 anymore. But that's not going to be till January, so let's just non-compete. I'm under one of those still. All kinds of shit going on. But anyway, I'm not even going to bother everyone with medical updates or anything. Let's just go ahead and knock out fucking plugs. We'll get right into it. Obviously, there was no AEW on tonight, so that's not going to be...
NHL hockey on TNT, which I'm watching right now.
Oh, it was hockey there? Oh, it was hockey there. Okay. All right. I don't think I've watched hockey in fucking... My God, it's been years since I've watched.
Dynamite won't be on next week either on Wednesday. It's the next 2 Saturdays.
Oh, we might have to have some fun next week. I do have an idea. I'll talk to you guys about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, could be a lot of fun. So anyway, let me get Mixer pulled up. Let me get the music going in the background. We can knock out plugs. Eric, actually, if you want to go ahead and start, I can pick up from there, sir.
Yep. Listen to Everything Unscripted podcast on blogtalkradio.com. That's Everything Unscripted podcast. We have shows on every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. This Friday we'll be doing the comparison between WCW 96 and 98 versus AEW. That should be a fun show, comparing the two and why differences and the pros and cons between both shows and what the differences and what the similarities are. And then Saturday is our unscripted unlimited show with me and Daniel and Doug. Between 6 and 8, any whatever time we can get fun. And then Sunday, Scaredy Cat with Daniel and Mindy, their sister, the Scaredy Cat show. And then every Tuesday or Wednesday, either 6 or 7 for the NFL Hard Hit show. And then next week, Box, you're going to be joining us for the top 20 greatest wrestlers of all time. And we are going to have some special guests, but that won't be announced until Friday on our show.
Oh, God, there's going to be like surprise debates. I can feel it. But yes, sir, I will 100% be there with you guys. There you go. You good?
Yep.
Oh,
thank you, Bob.
Right. No problem, man. All right, that means you guys also need to be checking out the High Marks. That's right. It's the Cheese Man. It's the Mojo. It's the Gee Whiz. And you should be checking them out. Where? Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right. 2 Cheese and Mitt. Do not forget the second T. Metal Mitt Network. Don't forget it. You know you won't. Check them out at 8:30 p.m. Sunday nights. That's Eastern Time. So you want to be doing that. And the Bobby Blades and Bobby Anthem. They are the Inhumans on the Inhuman Experience. You definitely want to be subscribed to them on all the usual podcast platforms. And Stephen Milan, he's sharing the show, and we appreciate it very, very much. Go show him some love over on Letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan. And I, after you guys listen to Eric on Blog Talk Radio Saturday nights, come on over to Hollywood Hangout right here, mixer.com/Dirt Sheet Dudes. Once again, I'm hoping to have that switched, but I don't want to do it right now. And I am doing Saturdays. Like, I'm just too damn tired on Friday. I apologize. Sticking with the 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm going to move it over to Saturdays. Even this fucking week.
Okay.
Even this week.
That works because you can listen to us first and then they listen to you.
Yeah, there you go. Right after. And then that's it right there. Not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm very much considering reviewing the Dave Chappelle controversial comedy show on Saturday. So
very nice.
Which one?
The new
one
one.
he did in Philly?
Nah, the brand new one called
The Closer.
The Closer. That's it. It's on Netflix right now. So, you know what? I just announced it. Why don't I just go ahead and do that Saturday night, and we'll go. I'll knock that out Saturday night. And Smark, go ahead and knock them out.
All right, Monday, it's 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network. It is Cheese on Sports. Cheese Man, G Wiz, Luke Birch, and myself, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. How about that?
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, that's it. Coming up on the end of October, it'll be 2 years here. So how about that? For me, at least. Anyways,
really?
Sundays, 10:30 a.m. That's right. Day before Halloween, 2 years ago. 10:30 a.m. Sundays on the Metal Mid Podcast Network, on the Mixer Machine. It is the Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and with Dirk. And last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Raconteur. It's the Planet Raconteur podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave Sincere, and Yuck Nasty. All 16 episodes of Season 1 are available for you as well as Season 2, so be sure to subscribe.
All right. You got to quit turning everyone on with that rolling R, man. Just got to stop it, man. It's getting hot. Getting hot, Smark. All right, anyway. Let's I have no clue what we were planning on starting with. We didn't decide. We didn't talk about it. But let me take a deep little look here and see what we can start with. Let's I think I had a funny one. Oh, not sure what that was.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. You broke up. It was no big deal. I'm just kind of going through real quick, seeing what we got, because I forgot. I'm not sure what to start with. Okay, you know what? Smart, start.
Sure, let's absolutely do that.
Let me just take all the pressure off me and throw it on someone else.
That's always a good way to go for it. Actually, you know what? Let's fucking just go in guns blazing. We're gonna talk about the thing I want to talk about first, or most first. This is it's WWE related. It's adjacent from WrestlingInc.com. Chelsea Green says WWE texted out a mandate to not attend All In. On her Green with Envy podcast, I expect some compensation for that plug. Wrestler Chelsea Green talked about the historic All-In pay-per-view in 2018, where she competed in a fatal four-way match against Tessa Blanchard. I wonder what happened to her. Madison Rayne and the current AEW Women's World Champion, Britt Baker. Green revealed she was booked on the show after reaching out to one of the members of the Elite, Cody Rhodes. Quote, when I first heard about All In, I knew I had to be on it, Green said. Honestly, I was willing to make myself look like a fool if I had to. Beg the guy so I could get on the show. Actually, I sent a text to Cody Rhodes because at the time I didn't really know Young Bucks and I had never met Kenny Omega. Cody was kind of the only person I knew. So I texted Cody and I told him, I gave him the spiel. I would love the opportunity to be on the show if there's any spots open, blah, blah, blah. But even she knows she's right. And he responded, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just a very vague text. Okay, cool. I'd never heard anything again until I saw on the All-In card. They tweeted it. I mean, or maybe Cody asked me for a graphic of myself, and that's how I found out. I can't remember. He either asked me for a graphic, but didn't tell me I was on the show, or just posted the graphic and I saw it. Anyway, I can't remember, but it was a very random and extremely exciting, honestly. I knew no matter what happened that this was going to be a huge show, a huge opportunity. Now I had no idea at this point what AEW was going to come from, that All Elite Wrestling was going to stem from the show. I only knew this was a massive standalone show and that the best would be on it. Shortly after appearing at All In, Green was reported to have signed a deal with WWE. She revealed she had actually already signed with WWE earlier in the summer, but told WWE she couldn't report in the fall. So long story short, I ended up sending out a memo, since she's going to go on for about 20 minutes on this, that anybody on the roster was not allowed to attend the show. At the time would have been her husband.
I don't doubt that one bit. There's not much in this article that I couldn't see happening. I could definitely see that. I mean, why would they want their people to show up at other shows? They're gonna get on, they're bound to get on camera, even if they tell, "Don't put me on camera." They're gonna show. I mean, come on. I get it. I get it.
Quote is, "I will say that I really wish Matt had been able to go. WWE, who had a spouse or partner that was on All In, got a week or two out from talent relations at WWE, saying they were not allowed to be at All In. So originally, of course, Matt and people like Deanna and Adam Cole, so many other people who could be there, so on and so forth."
Yeah, and now they're all, most of those, Deanna and her are both gone from WWE. Yep. So really, they maybe they should have just said fuck it, went anyway. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. We should have just said fuck it. Okay. Cole.
So it is kind of interesting that they went ahead and just put the block on people.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but again, I from a business sense, I get it. Like I said, you don't want your talent showing up on other shows, especially showing that they're a fan of another show. And yeah, guys, if I'm having some internet issues tonight, again, it might be me. Once again, I'm having some storms, so I apologize. I turned my camera off on Skype. I hope that helped.
Now, you said the word business sense, which is actually a good segue, because this was a bit of a Trojan horse. Because I was using this as an opportunity to get her name on the show, because I wanted to talk about the issue. Did you have news that one Miss Chelsea Green is starting up a business venture?
What business venture would that be, Smark?
Well, she fancies herself a bit of a model. She's going to be providing a service on a particular website. Goes by the name of OnlyFans. They're all supporting content creators. So if you would like to help support her, she is offering you the opportunity to do so at a prime rate of $25 a month.
On OnlyFans, you said. You broke up there.
That's right. $25 a month.
$25 a month. There you go. I'm sure there's no nudity involved.
She already said it. So somewhere out there, somebody is paying $25 a month for the same photo she posts on Instagram.
Hey, good for her. Good for her. Sunny told everyone to do it. She said, "You'll never work another day in your life."
She is surprised. She's being surprisingly influential in her old age.
Well, I mean, Sunny, she has videos out there like "What's on my finger?" and
oh my god, like this is a bit of a dark turn. But the day everybody on Twitter was talking about it, sharing the memories of her. She had a good. She was pretty influential. She did a lot of cool shit. It was a lot of positive work on. You have a lot of people that are just sharing the stories and offering condolences and whatnot. In the midst of this, there is from Sunny says it's fucked today. It's gonna be our life. And I was just like, oh my God bless you.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I barely heard any of that. You're breaking up for some reason. I don't know if it's me or if it's you. So I have no clue. Eric, you there?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's breaking up. Oh, see, I might have lost everyone. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I lost
I
internet.
can hear you.
You can still hear me? I don't know if Mixler can still hear me. It says I've lost internet connection, so it's going to try to reconnect in a second here. So
it's off air on Mixler.
Yeah, it's going to come back on. It says I've lost internet, which is weird. Skype is still working. Give it a sec. All right, it did go off in Mixler. Yeah, it says loading, so just we'll give it a second here, I guess. Maybe I should just start playing some music real quick. Here, let me do that. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Internet went down for a minute there. I told you guys that might just happen tonight, and look, there it goes. Smark.
Yes.
Seems like the internet's working better for some reason since it went down and came back up. Tell that Sunny story again, and let's see if you can get that one out.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where it is that we stop, but if you want to pay $25 a month and not see any titties, Chelsea Green will be happy to provide for you, was the gist of the story. So anyways, what I was saying was this is kind of a little bit unfortunate because it does bring up a sad memory or a sad moment that happened not too far ago, not too long ago. On the day that Daphne had passed away, there was a lot of people on Twitter that were sharing stories and memories and moments that they had with her. And it was a very kind of somber tone, obviously, because it impacted a lot of people on just various companies and, all over the wrestling landscape. Well, I'm like reading through all these tweets and stuff, and I end up seeing a tweet from Sunny that she is very proudly proclaiming that she is getting dick today, and it will be available on her OnlyFans, which just made me laugh because I was like, never miss a moment. Just keep on spinning.
Well, good for her.
Yep.
Just everybody else is sad and mourning the loss of their friend, and she's just proudly proclaiming that she will be getting laid today.
She's like, I'm getting me some cock. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Sonny, I guess. I mean,
always knows how to read a room, huh?
Yeah, and I feel bad for the guy, but
Never miss a moment with Sonny.
Yeah, a moment with Sonny could get you a couple months in the hospital, at the physician, is all I'm saying.
The warm feeling doesn't go away even after your moment in the sun.
That's a good name for a movie. A moment with Sonny, months in the physician's office.
That's a good name for the show title.
Kind of long, but hell, it's Sonny. She likes them long.
That's it.
There you go. There you go.
A moment in the sun. There you go.
Moment in the sun. She farts.
She does.
On camera. Well, I guess since we're getting into, since you just brought the show down a little bit, I'll keep going real quick, and then Eric can pop a story on right after that, because pretty much all we got is mostly news tonight. So let's start with this one here. Ted DiBiase and his sons are being asked to repay millions of dollars intended for the poor that allegedly spent illegally. Now, I've seen this story on a few more pages. I didn't dig into it, but I don't think they would put this one out if it wasn't true. It says, on Wednesday, Mississippi State Auditor Shad White's office issued a letter that demands Ted DiBiase Sr. and his two sons, Ted Jr. and Brett, pay back the money that they received through the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Fund. According to the letter, the three were required to do a certain amount of work to receive the funds, but failed to do so. Among the other names listed in the letter are former NFL quarterback Brett Favre and former Oklahoma Sooners star Marcus Dupree. You two guys probably know who that is. Both of them. Yep. Brett Favre, of course, I've heard of. According to a February 2020 report, DiBiase Sr. initially received $2.1 million in welfare for Heart of David Ministries, his religious nonprofit organization. White's office now demands DiBiase pay $722,299 of the monies that his ministry received. Ted DiBiase Jr. must return, you ready for this one? $3.9 million. While Brett pled guilty for his role in the welfare scheme, and he must pay back $225,950. So this was February. Wouldn't this have been right when DiBiase came back?
Right about that time, yeah.
Actually, you know what? This is 2020, so this is like way before this. This was like over a year ago, but I guess this is just coming to light now.
Yeah, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so this was a while ago, but man, 3.9 million. Ted DiBiase Jr. Wow,
And he hasn't been in the wrestling news in over a decade. Haven't heard that name in quite some time.
Yeah, I haven't heard him doing much. I guess he was making really good money. One way or the other, it seems like he was making decent money. Jesus.
He was a better embezzler than he was a wrestler.
No, everyone's got their, everyone excels differently, Smark.
Mm-hmm. I guess everybody does have a price.
Everyone definitely had a price here. Obviously, they must have gone a little easy on Brett. Number one, he had already pled guilty in his role, so that's probably why they didn't make him pay back as much. I actually did not know that Ted DiBiase had two sons. I thought he only had one, but look, I learned something today. But man, that's a lot of fucking money, and
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't.
Oh, it was Ted Jr.
I always worry about these religious things, man. So,
yeah, unfortunately.
Joel Osteen, come on, one of the biggest phonies out there. When you call, first of all, I think Ted was calling himself an evangelist, which right there, I think you're full of shit.
Oh yeah. There's
a
a lot of like small, religious groups, Christian groups, efforts and whatnot that are very much legitimate and very much do good work for people. But when you start reaching that level of like you're referring to yourself, like you said, as an evangelist, yeah, that shit starts to get real dicey real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all those guys just ask for money. Money. Pass around the collection plate. Oh my gosh.
It is
money,
really
money.
Max, let me ask you a question though. Do you feel like that, Ted DiBiase doing this, do you think this counts as kayfabe?
No, because he got caught. It would.
That's true. There you go.
Man, if IRS was the one who was the lawyer, that would have been fucking great.
He's just talking on his words like, well, what? I can't believe I have to do this, but
that'd be fucking great if it was just IRS that went after him. Actually, the IRS could still go after him. Because this is, again, if you're supposed to be nonprofit and you profited, that's not good for the IRS either. So there could be more to this down the road, but they probably would have got him already.
Yeah, potentially.
So, all right. That's, like you said, Smark, everybody's got a price. And 3.9 million. How the fuck? Man, that's a lot of money to pay back. That's a lot of does that mean he made that much? Like, off this thing? Because it said they only received 2.1 million for their ministry. So where did 3.9 come in?
I
Sounds
have
like it.
foggiest of clues.
That's a big number for not even taking in that much, but I don't know. Maybe he was the ringleader. I don't know. I don't know what was going on here. Maybe he had the worst lawyer out of the three. I don't know.
Hired old Clarence Mason. I will say I understand that this is a wrestling show, but just as a Bears fan, it makes me feel just endless amounts of glee that the last two things of Brett Favre's career has been him getting in trouble for sending a dick pic to somebody and him getting in trouble for embezzlement. He is just killing it post NFL.
Smark. Misery loves company, does it not?
He also got in trouble. I don't want to have to dig it up, but he got in trouble for he was doing a cameo type thing, and somebody tricked him to saying a bunch of just really offensive shit. Yeah, so that was also fun. But yeah, he's doing well for himself. God bless him.
Well, everybody's got a price, Mark.
That's it.
See,
that's exactly it.
Just all keeps coming right back to this story. We just can't get away from this fucking story. Let's get away from it. Eric, You shot me. Now you shot me over a couple that I couldn't see because I am not part of the group, and I'm in enough groups I just can't join anymore. My God, I'm in like
No, I get it.
I'm in like 9 bazillion wrestling groups. I see like 5 of them on my timeline. That's it. I see like 5 of them, and that's it. So, just pick one and.
I'll do some AEW news. There was a leak. Tony Khan kind of leaked the main event for Full Gear. It is going to be Kenny Omega versus Adam Page for the world title, as we expected. I forget what the podcast name was called, but he kind of leaked it. I don't know if he leaked it on purpose or whatever, but it's been announced that he's going to face Kenny Omega for the title. And in other news, there's going to be also a world title eliminator tournament at Full Gear 2. The finals will take place at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's gonna, man. They got some good shit going on. I'm liking a lot of the stuff that AEW is doing over there, even though I guess not everybody is enjoying AEW. It seems like the haters are coming out again.
Yep.
Most definitely.
I can't wait for the. I'm hoping it's. I'm gonna make a prediction. I think it's gonna be Bryan Danielson versus Adam Cole or MJF.
Yeah, one of the two. I would assume. It would be one of those two. That they would. I mean, that's what they've been pushing for a good while now. I mean, that's the good thing though. There's so many matches that you can come up with that they could do on AEW, because let's face it, there's still a lot of fresh matches that could happen on AEW.
Yeah.
So there's a lot right now going on out there, which is a damn good thing. So, but that's going to be cool, that Eliminator tournament. I like those. I like those tournaments. Sometimes it's lazy booking, but I don't think it will be for them. I think we'll get some really good matches out of it.
Speaking of tournaments, do you guys want to talk about the King of the Ring and Queens tournament real quick, or do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, I haven't seen any of it, but I've seen fans' reactions.
I do know the one reaction to the Queens is that the matches haven't gone over like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. The matches on SmackDown were super short, and then they did some on Raw that were also very short.
Really? So, you know any other matches they did, Smark? Not women, just anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know you just said not women, but in relation to that, to further kind of flesh out that point, Shayna Baszler went against Dana Brooke, and I guess it was like 1.5 minutes or something. So it was like, which I mean, it's believable. How much longer do you think Dana Brooke would actually be able to go with Shayna Baszler? But it is what it is. So there's that. They're doing a lot of hype leading up to Saudi Slam, because I guess I don't know if that's this weekend or next weekend, but I believe it's this weekend.
It's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, yeah.
22nd.
So they're having pretty much like they had a bunch of interpromotional matches on Raw. You had Charlotte and Becky against Bianca and Sasha, Big E and Drew McIntyre team together. There's just a bunch of different, like, basically there was no brand split for this week because they're trying to promote the Saudi show.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's after that we'll get all those everything else taking place. Now,
some predictable matches on that show too.
Oh,
obvious.
Imagine that. What is Dirk saying? People are upset about Liv. I don't think anyone's upset about the Liv Morgan because she went against Shayna Baszler. Although he's right, I did see some people that were.
That was Dana Brooke.
Yeah, Dana Brooke. And Liv Morgan. He's right. I did see people upset about the Liv Morgan thing, though.
Yeah, she faced what's her name? Did she face Black's wife? What's her name?
Whose wife?
Alistair Black. Or
Vega? No.
Yeah.
Vega.
I think she faced Vega. Because Vega advanced to the second round. That's all.
Oh,
That's the only one I watched.
because Liv didn't advance. Yeah, I mean, look, she does have a good crowd following right now. A lot of people are behind her, which that's, as Smark's grandfather said, it's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'd open doors for her all day. But I mean, who wouldn't?
I think Shayna's going to win the tournament, but that's
She should. She should, but is she going to Saudi? Because remember, the finals are going to be in Saudi. You got to think about that. Who's going to Saudi Arabia?
yeah.
They're just gonna try to like sneak her in, like just kind of try to fool them. But like, I don't know what you're talking about. Does that look like a woman to you?
They've had women on the roster there before. Not many, but a few.
For whatever reason, she's the only one that's not like forced to wear a garbage bag to wrestle.
Oh, God.
Imagine forcing her to wear a garbage bag. Try that.
Yeah, so
She would put a choke on you.
Did you see? I can dig it up here real quick. But did you see there was a photo that was making the rounds earlier this week of like what appears to be the Undertaker at like a Saudi prince's like birthday party for his son?
Well,
he's like full on dressed up in Undertaker garb, and then it's just like a guy and like his kid, and they're just looking super jazzed to see him.
Yeah, you gotta, everybody.
And it seems like it was a fairly recent photo, so it's like this poor guy.
Everybody's got a price, Mark.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and post that in Mixler chat here, mixler.com/dirtsheetdudes.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Now, Eric, we were talking a little bit about some AEW hate, and
yeah.
You mind if I take over this one real quick? Yeah, you sent it, but I'm going to just go ahead and read it real quick.
Of course.
This is a real. This guy was going for total edginess, man. This is Jobber Nation TV. I don't even know who they are. I've honestly never heard of them. This is what the tweet said. I've never seen a company botch so many exciting debuts like AEW has. Ruby, Adam Cole, Bryan, CM Junk. This tells you where it's going right there. CM Junk and Christian have been booked terribly since their debut. I can't argue about Christian. Fans are considerably less interested in these guys now than they were at their debuts. AEW has zero clue on how to book.
Okay.
Like I said, Christian was doomed from the beginning because of the way that they just even introduced him as coming into the company. And once he said CM Junk, I immediately just discredited everything else that was after or before.
Exactly.
Once you start with CM Cunt or CM Junk or CM Stunk, no, I'm done with you at that point.
Yeah, that goes to show how much hate you have.
Yeah, I mean, Ruby, listen, I think she's been booked great. Her debut was awesome. The crowd was chanting her name before she even came out. Adam Cole, fucking great. Dude, it was huge. Great fucking Daniel Bryan, all of them have been. And CM Punk was fucking obviously amazing.
Merchandise sales says otherwise.
Yeah.
I just got my shirt in last week.
There you go.
And I ordered it a month ago.
Your CM Junk shirt.
No, Adam Cole.
Your Cole shirt. There you go. Those were hard to get.
Yeah.
There you go. You must have pre-ordered.
Yeah,
So.
I think I did. Or it was back ordered for like 3 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah, because they were flying off the goddamn shelves.
Yeah.
And they might also be having a hard time getting stock with T-shirts because there's friggin' ships that are stuck at ports all over the place.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, I mean, I get this guy was probably looking for a little attention and a little bit of to get some people riled
Trolling.
up. He's got to be.
He has to be trolling.
Again, once the CM Junk comment came out, I was done. Over. finished.
The funny thing is that I actually had to reread this article because I saw that you had sent it to me, but like I just did the thing where my mind automatically autocorrected because I read it as CM Punk the first time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he tried to be clever. Good for him."
Like I said, there's CM stunk, CM cunt. Tommy was big on the CM cunt for the old school listeners out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, Christian, man, I blame two people for that. Tony Khan and obviously Paul White. Paul White made this guy sound like Hulk Hogan in his prime was coming into the fucking company.
That's right, yeah.
And I mean, like they brought Randy Savage back from the dead or something. And then it's like, oh, it's Christian. Yeah. Hall of Fame worthy. Tag team Hall of Fame worthy? Okay, I got you. But
the Punk thing is interesting, though. I feel like because he was on Rampage Friday. He wrestled Daniel Garcia, and I watched it and I thought it was good and I was happy because I like Daniel Garcia, but obviously like everybody knows he's not going to win. You know what I mean? Like, and sure enough, no big spoiler there, but he didn't. CM Punk won that match. But the thing is that apparently this was and this means fucking nothing really because it's been a show for less than 2 months now. But people were making a big to-do about the fact that it was the lowest rated Rampage of all of the Rampages. Oh. And it's interesting because I feel like Tony Khan's in kind of an interesting position because when you bring CM Punk back, everybody that buys tickets for the next X amount of months have the expectation of wanting to see CM Punk.
Right.
But if you have him come out every week, then it starts to become a little bit less special, the law of diminishing returns. So it's like, how do you balance those expectations without overexposing him and still making it feel special when he's out there?
I think that's why they're putting him on a Rampage, on the Dynamite, and kind of switching back and forth, trying not to get him on both shows. Not that you're probably not getting the same viewers on both shows, but you might get some people that are watching on Fridays that aren't watching on Wednesdays and, maybe watch just for CM Punk. I don't know, man. These ratings are really starting to get... People are digging way too much into these ratings. Way too much.
Yeah.
Again,
way too much.
Get ready because it's going to get a lot worse the next week.
It is now, Eric sent me another little tweet here, the viral one that was going around of Jimmy and Roman Reigns laughing at the SmackDown and Rampage ratings. SmackDown 2,034,000. Sorry, Rampage 466,000. Okay, they're on the same night, but they're on different times.
Yep. Different
one.
channels. One's on cable and one's not.
Yeah. There's just like thousands of reasons that people reading way too much. And this isn't, there's no fucking Friday night war going on. They come on. Yes, this week they're going to run SmackDown 30 minutes longer. So they're going to be 30 minutes head to head. Everyone's freaking out about it because Tony sent out a tweet saying he was waiting to kick their ass. Well, what's he going to say? I can't wait to bow down to you guys.
There's a buy-in special at 9 o'clock on YouTube.
Yes, and the big match set for that, that one.
That's it.
Bryan Danielson versus
Minoru Suzuki.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Absolutely. That is going to... Expect both of them to come out looking like they just got into a fucking fist fight. They are going to come out like they just got into a fist fight, dude, because that's about...
That's going to be an old school Japanese fight.
You're going to hear those kicks at home.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend, I watched the match he had in GCW, Minoru Suzuki versus Joey Janela. And if that's what he can do with Joey Janela, what he can do with Bryan Danielson is going to be fucking insane. Because he had a really good match with Joey Janela. And I mean, it's Joey Janela. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is.
Let's just leave it at it is what it is. I like that.
I'm really looking forward to that. The buy-in, the 9 o'clock Friday, even more so than Rampage itself, because even outside of Bryan Danielson and Minoru Suzuki. There's also Lee Moriarty, who fucking absolutely killed it in GCW, and I think a lot of people are gonna like watching him. But it's Lee Moriarty versus Bobby Fish. So like that whole first hour, that buy-in hour, is gonna be real fucking good.
Dude, Bobby Fish has more buzz right now than he had the whole time he was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, no matter what group he was with, he's got more buzz right now on his name than he's had in a long time. He must feel pretty good about that right now. He should.
Absolutely.
He should, man. He's been having, like you said, he went out there and once again, I mean, not that he's, look, I make fun of him for looking old and being Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly's dad, but he's good in the ring still. So I got no problems. I got no problems. But back to what I was saying real quick. I really think people are taking these ratings way out of proportion. Again, there is no Friday Night War. They're on, like Eric said, different stations, different channels, different times.
And one is taped.
Yeah, just let's all calm down with these. Oh, look at the ratings. Look how good. Okay, I get it. SmackDown does good ratings. It should. It's been a better show for a while. Just wait.
And one's been on for 20 plus years, and one's been on for 2 months.
Yeah, and just wait until the whole draft goes down. We'll see how the ratings go from there.
Exactly.
Let's see. Let's see after that. Rampage is, let's face it, Rampage is on a Friday at that time, the 10 o'clock, I believe it's 10 o'clock Eastern time, right? That's a death hour for any show. Any show. But it's also a good starting point for a show.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's 10 p.m. Eastern on a Friday night, and it's taped. Like, it has a pretty big ceiling as to how far it can go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, go ahead, Smark. Yeah.
But that being said, I am, we just talked about how people are being way overly analytical about the ratings. But that being said, I am looking forward to Friday because I like the discrepancy. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer. Because like Fox Sports 1 is where they're going to be on Friday, SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. To the baseball.
Which that's not as obviously not as accessible as regular old Fox. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in that position.
Yeah, you're right. FS1's like a whole different like package, not easy.
I would say also I would root against them, even if you're a WWE fan and a SmackDown fan, because if they absolutely fucking obliterate them in the 10 to 10:30 slot, you're getting 3 hours of SmackDown. And that's not good for anybody, especially if you like SmackDown.
Oh, you just broke my heart. Don't even say that, man.
It's gonna if they win by a wide margin, it's gonna be a 3 hour SmackDown. If it's close and they win, or if they lose, probably not. Because I mean they're putting up their best people. So if like you put out your best people, if you put out Brock Lesnar, you put out Becky Lynch and all those people out there on that 10:30 block, and you still narrowly win, it's probably not going to lead them to doing a 3 hour. So maybe you root for that.
Oh God. Yeah, that would be horrible, man. I don't even want that.
I don't want to think about that.
I don't even want 3 hours of SmackDown, dude. How much fucking wrestling does WWE want to give us? My God, please, just that hurts to think about. It honestly
not
does.
Only that, but it's in an effort. It will be in an effort to counter program. Like the whole point will be an attempt to like run them out or to stomp them out before they become even more legitimate competition than they already are. Because right now they're a competition, but they're not like obviously where WCW was. So it's like an attempt to kind of nip it in the bud, I feel like.
And I think the smart thing would, if they did that, I think the smart thing for AEW would do is to move to Saturday night.
I think that would be even more of a death spot for them. I think they'd be better off going to a Thursday. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are they going to do?
Thursday? Yeah.
What are they going to do? Go up against Impact? Sorry. I mean, what the fuck do you even watch Impact anymore? YouTube?
Oh no, they can't go on Thursday because TNT has basketball.
Well, they don't have to go on. Well, yeah, you never know what time basketball's going off. Saturday, yeah. See, I'm with Dirk. I don't agree with Saturdays either. Saturday's another death night for shows, dude. That's why you don't see many. Although, you know what? You start wrestling, you go to Saturday, 6:05 p.m. 6:05 p.m. Eastern time. That would be a good idea.
Perhaps.
Yeah. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, 6:05. That's perfect right there. That would bring it all back. That'd be a good time to throw that show on right there. Get people, getting ready to go out, get a little fired up on some wrestling, go out, kick some beers down, and throw your friends
some
around.
Old school WCW fans back, grab them back.
Nah, you ain't getting none of them back. You ain't getting none of them back. They're either back. I got to tell you, if they're either back by now or they're not coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just not even going to bother, especially with AEW right now. All the people they've been bringing out and shit like that. If they're not, if they're not back to watching wrestling by now, then I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything, and nothing can save that. So, all right. I mean, I guess since we're kind of on the ratings talk, Raw was the, speaking of, I guess we're talking about ratings and attendance. This week's Raw was not very good with live attendance. This was actually the lowest attendance since they went on the road. The stadium, the way they had it set up, can hold about 18,000 fans. For a basketball game, that's about what they can hold. So it was probably about the same setup for wrestling. Final attendance was 4,031. Yeah, actually, it says the estimated attendance was, they were estimating the seat capacity. There was more, but this was an estimate, 4,208, but they only got 4,300. Now, like I said, the arena can hold up to 18,000, which means they probably had a shitload of that arena taped off. So, I don't know, man. But they've definitely done good. I mean, their first shows back on the road. Let's see here. I mean, back in July, they started off right here in Dallas. They had 9,000. Chicago, they had 12,000. Chicago's always a big, big fucking crowd, man, because they're also in a big stadium. But this is their lowest attendance since that. I mean, and this was in San Francisco. I'm honestly wondering, don't you have to show proof of vaccination in LA, San Francisco area?
This doesn't have anything really to do with that as much as it was. I was seeing a thing for SmackDown Friday. You have to show proof.
And where's that? Where is SmackDown Friday?
I will look that up in just a second. Get back to you with that.
All right. There you go. Because, I mean, that
might be in San Diego.
Oh, could
That's
be.
what I'm going to guess.
There you go. From San Francisco to San Diego. Go from San to San. Okay. I like it. But it's just kind of weird that, this show here would be the lowest one. So, anyway, let's let Smark look that up real quick where, whatchamacallit, SmackDown's coming from. Okay, he's taking too long now. Eric, got something to jump into? I think you got another one here.
Let's see. What else did I share?
Like I said, there was two from two groups that I couldn't get into. You did one of them, and you had another one up there with another group that I couldn't get into. Either that, or I'm going to have to talk more about CM Punk.
CM Junk, more like it.
Yeah, CM stinks.
Which one is this one?
CM fucking Punk. Oh, all the names you could come up with for him. Did you find that yet, Mark?
I'm still looking. I swear I saw it because I was looking for news earlier. Yeah, SmackDown Toyota Center. I don't know where the fucking Toyota Center is. Thanks for that.
Oh, well, I mean, I can look up Toyota.
That's Houston?
That would make sense. What I wouldn't know anything about Texas. Toyota of Dallas. Toyota. No, I don't want a dealership. Toyota Center.
Yeah.
Toyota Houston.
Houston.
Yep.
You have a
Alright.
show proof in Houston?
That's the rumor. It says update as of 9/20/2021. New policies and procedures are in place in addition to our verification of vaccinated status or a negative COVID-19 test taken within 72 hours prior to the time of entry into Toyota Arena. This is all ticketed guests 2 years of age and up.
The governor stopped all those mandates and stuff like that like yesterday, so I'm not sure if that's going to go through or not. They may keep it, but they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, well, that's the rumor. I mean, that's on their official webpage. I'll post it here in the Mixler chat, but it's still up on their website. So
Well,
who knows?
They're of course fighting. You know, it's all in court, all this fighting and shit. So they're trying to get all those mandates that are all the fact that he's trying to stop all the mandates.
Doors open at 3:45 p.m. Fucking A, man.
Jesus.
Like, I understand it's Central Time, so it'd be like 4 p.m. our time. The show starts at 7 Centrals, but fucking A.
Yeah, that's early, man. The fuck you gonna do at an arena for that long? They want you buying merch. Buy merch now.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. Eric, did you find that?
No. Hold on.
All right, that's fine. I'll start this one. On the Keeping It 100 podcast, Conan was talking about CM Punk on AEW and how he's been booked to go up against these young cats, like obviously Powerhouse Hobbs, Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia. Basically, Conan thinks that he needs to stop that and start working with some bigger talent. He said that from the very beginning. It kind of talks about the way it worked in a discussion with Disco Inferno, of course. Says that he wants to see more significant matches. So here we go. That from the very beginning, I was aligned with Disco on this. You know, you need to fight big name guys. Darby was cool to begin with, but it should have been someone bigger. Darby was cool, but this... How many times are you going to say that? Darby was cool, but this, I want to fight Hobbs and Garcia and all these other young cats. Because, you know, when I was young, you know, nobody helped me, the young guys, and look at WCW. What happened? ? All those guys stayed there. That's fine, cool, and dandy, but not right now. Not one right after another. People want to see the big matchups, and people want to see you be on the microphone, Conan said. So that obviously brings up the question. Did CM Punk want to come in the company and jump right into the big match picture? Or did he want to come in and work with these young guys? That's what it seems like he wants to do to me, which is why he's working with the younger talent, trying to get them over.
Exactly.
That's kind of what, if you listen to Jim Ross and all the other veterans in the business, that's kind of what the legend or veteran in the business's job is, to get the younger guys over.
Jericho's been doing it.
Exactly. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Doing it.
Let's face it. How long has Terry Funk been doing just that?
About 80 years now.
Exactly.
He's been the experienced guy for about 80 years now, after he beat Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Even Foley did it for a little bit.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
Paul White, what do you think? I mean, he's going to go out there when he has little matches. He's going to have them with lower name guys that he can try to put over. It's what he's going to do. This is what, like I said, if you listen to Jim Ross or anyone that's been involved in this business for years, that's what they say the job of the veteran in the newer companies is for, is to work with the young talent, get them out there, have good matches with them, find out if they can have the good match with you, and then fucking make them look like $1 million. And then the young talent turns into bigger talent.
Bingo.
And then you are wrestling a big name because you made him a big name. I don't know. Am I just going off on a tangent here and making no sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
but I
makes
mean,
perfect sense.
That's what scares me.
if you think about it, like, who are the big guys though? Like, if you think of like a lot of their big guys are former, WWE guys, and in a lot of those cases, we've seen those matches before. Like, is he going to wrestle Jericho? He's wrestled Jericho plenty of times.
Yep.
He's wrestled, Bryan Danielson plenty of times. That'll happen at some point, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
still, you can build up to that. Like, if I feel like you were saying, he came back because he wants to wrestle the newer guys. So, they're letting him do what he wants to do, and it works out well for everybody because they have, the newer guys, the younger guys have these high-profile matches where people are going to be watching them, and they have the benefit of working with somebody who's been there for quite a while and knows what he's doing and does it at a high level. Like, it's mutualism. At some point, you're going to start seeing these bigger matches, and I mean, it wouldn't hurt if they started to give him a little bit more angles and things to do other than just coming out, hyping the show up. But, in due time, I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is right now. This is what Punk wanted to. I mean, there was no way the crowd was going to boo the guy. He could not come back as a heel. It was not going to work.
Right.
Any way at all. So, I mean, you knew he was going to get this. Now, like I said, Punk is, I've said about 30 times on this show, Punk is brilliant at doing that heel turn and knows exactly when to do it. And I think he also is smart enough and has been around wrestling long enough to know when he needs to start going for those bigger matches. And like I said, what if he takes one of these guys and builds him into a bigger star? Then he's having that bigger match in the star that he built.
Exactly.
No one should have a problem with that. That's just, I mean, we're not all John Cena. Not everyone's Roman Reigns who are going to get thrown into there and just, hey, this is our top guy. But Smark was 100% right. Most of the top guys they have right now are former WWE, and we've seen it time and time again. So I disagree with Conan, which I believe isn't a surprise.
Yeah, he kind of lost me at the second he said, I agree with Disco. I'm like, no. That's never a good idea.
And then Disco said, CM Junk.
Okay. It was weird that Conan suggested that he work with Hernandez. I don't understand what that's about. It's like, you know what? I'll manage him. You just got to pay me about $20,000. I'll be there on the first flight.
Or Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Although Punk versus Phoenix would be a fucking hell of a match.
Apparently, there was a story going around that Rey Mysterio was going to work for Impact for a little while, and he was doing that run of like being on Lucha Underground and all these other shows. But Conan straight up put the block on it.
Oh,
which is like, it sucks for them, but was probably the right call.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I like Ray, but little past his prime, if you know what I mean.
Do you get this one that I sent you to? The Mark Henry and Bully Ray defending bullying and shooting on guys.
That might have been the one that I couldn't. That might have been the one I couldn't get to. On the Is that on Real Wrestling Fans?
No, that's on Dirt Sheet Radio.
Then I got it somewhere.
There's no good crooks. I could dig it up too if you want it.
I'll send it again.
Yeah, I had a lot going on today when I was looking up news. I had to watch the
I just
baby.
sent it.
I see it. There it is. Now I've got it. All right. What were they defending here? Let's take a quick look at this. Defend bullying, shooting on guys. Oh. Huh. Why doesn't this surprise me here? You want me to read this, Eric, or you want to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
All right. Says on this week's Master Class, both Mark Henry, who this is from Squared Circle. This person put in parentheses, who I find particularly disturbing from, as he worked with AEW Young Talent now, and Bully Ray, going on a lengthy rant in which they defend the actions of people like JBL and bullying himself, taking advantage of other wrestlers in the ring, beating them up for real for perceived lack of respect and other such bullshit. It really has to be almost be heard to be believed. At one point, Bully even boasts about slapping one La Resistance as hard this article's written choppy as hell. Forgive me, I'm reading this as it goes. as hard as he could across the face backstage after that wrestler complained about how rough he was in the ring with him and that he was green and not used to it. My God, can someone fucking get this guy a punctuation? There's no punctuation. There's not a comma in any of these fucking sentences. It's just run-ons. Let's go to the last one.
Damn.
Henry went on to say that any wrestler who goes to an agent or the office about abuse is weak and doesn't deserve to be in the business, and goes on to call today's wrestlers soft-ass entertainers. And that the business won't ever, it should have been ever, get back to the glory days or whatever until that kind of behavior comes back. All right, first of all, I'd really like to hear the context of how this came up, and I'd like to hear this, because this guy can say they were putting it over or this or that. Oh, they were the. I wish we had the audio, because I wouldn't mind hearing before and after and what they were talking about to bring this up. I mean,
exactly.
As the statement lies, though, let's just say that this guy got it all right and this is exactly what was said. Let's just hypothetically say that, which, again, I haven't heard it, so I don't know. All right, let's start with the first paragraph. He says about, JBL bullying, lack of respect, and other such bullshit. What kind of lack of respect? Like not selling? Is that kind of lack of respect? Maybe actually hitting a guy a couple times? That kind of lack of respect? This depends on what kind of lack of respect we're talking about. I mean, we've seen many, Jesus Christ, what did Perry Saturn do to, was it Mike or Mark Bell? I forget the name. Mike Bell. We saw that. It was because the guy was really fucking hitting him in the face.
Mm-hmm. You dropped him on his head.
And dropped him on his head. Yeah, he went a little too far. Even Terry Runnels was trying to stop him in that match, if you watch that back. So, yeah, he went a little far. And he probably doesn't even remember it, to be honest with you. If you ask Saturn, he probably didn't even know he did it. Bully, his name is Bully Ray. Are we surprised he's an actual bully? Honestly, we've seen the way this guy has acted. We've heard the stories about Bully Ray, and the fact that a lot of times Dudley Boys weren't it wasn't the Dudley Boys that were the problem in a lot of companies. It was Bully's attitude in a lot of companies. Not Devon, Bully, Bubba, whatever you want to call fucking fat ass.
Old Tubby Ray.
Whatever you want to fucking call him. And then, as far as the soft ass entertainers, yeah, I'm not gonna say I disagree with that, really. But as far as the glory days won't come back until that behavior comes back. That behavior will never come back. It should never come back. And
exactly.
And I don't think the business will ever come back to that glory day of that. And look, there's some of this. If this is all what was really said, I don't agree with most of it. I agree with some of the last part.
Not in today's society. Not.
And by the way, soft ass entertainers isn't a bad thing. I'm not sitting here like, these fucking pussies don't go out and fucking drink and do drugs anymore. No, that's good. They're saving their bodies. They're gonna live longer. I'm glad about that. I think what they're just saying is that these guys that'll go piss and moan about everything, basically these fucking underwear models WWE hires. And I'm not talking about Finn Balor. I swear I'm not. Finn Balor's actually tough. But, I think we know who he's talking about. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I kind of jumped on that and ranted a little bit. I apologize. Please go ahead, guys. And go. Smark. Eric.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there
I
you
was
go.
on mute. I had to just check with my dog about something. She was pacing
I wasn't
around.
sure
So
who
I
you're
made
talking.
sure she didn't need to go outside.
He had to check with his dog.
mess.
He had to check with your dog. Okay.
Well, she holds up a series of flashcards with notes for takes that I'm supposed to give on the show. She's a bit of a producer. Be that as it may, anyways. The whole point I was going to make though is a situation where it's like the business itself is hard enough. Like anybody that has longevity in the business, like it'll weed people out after a while. That shit is, you take a lot of bumps and like a lot of shit hurts. Everything hurts. Even if you're not working with somebody that's stiff, you're still having to fucking get dropped on these hard mats and, take all these bumps and shit. So after a while, if you're soft, it'll weed you out. But you're not getting rid of that mentality. Like things are a lot different now. He said the soft entertainers or whatever, the people who, like you were saying, complain a lot about being mistreated or whatever, lobby accusations against people for being bullies or jerks or dickheads or however you want to phrase it. Because now social media being as prevalent as it is, all the fucking 800 podcasts that are out there, 8 billion, there's going to be all kinds of different opportunities to be able to voice your grievances. And it's a sign of the times, it's a societal thing. It's going to be like that, like throughout any form of profession that you're in. Things are not what they were back in the day, and they're never going to be that way, for better or for worse.
Right. Now, and just to clarify, now, this guy at the beginning put that, he's a little worried that Mark Henry was agreeing with all this. You're never going to get these older guys who went through some fucking hell hazing when they first came in. You're never going to get these guys to change their mind and think that that's the way the business should still be. It's not going to happen. This is like your old grandfather. You young whippersnappers don't know a damn thing about growing up. It's the same fucking mentality, and you're not going to fucking change it. It's ingrained in them. Like I said, a lot of these guys Jesus Christ. Mark Henry had to eat a shit fucking Subway sub from X-Pac. Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't have to, but he did. Oh, I'm going to gag even thinking about that.
Which he has way more restraint than I do. Because I mean this in a rather literal sense. If that would have happened to me, I would have literally killed him.
Yeah, and Mark Henry could. But
yes, especially if I had the tools at my disposal that Mark Henry does.
Yeah, and I mean, Bully Ray, I'm not sure what he really went. Everyone kind of thought he was a tough guy because of his character, but from what a few people say, he's a fake tough guy. From stories I've heard.
Many of which from New Jack.
Yes, exactly. Many
which,
on New Jack
believe
shoots.
What you want to, but I feel like New Jack knows what it takes to be a tough guy in wrestling.
Yeah, New Jack shoots. But I didn't mean to take that back over. I just wanted to get that last little point out. Eric, what did you have on that whole thing, the bullying and whatever?
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, in today's society, it's never going to come back. No. And it shouldn't.
No.
There shouldn't be bullying. And, I mean, I get it. Mark Henry is old school.
No,
I mean, how old school are we talking about?
Yeah. No, and you're right. Now and bullying is one thing. I think that's a kind of hazing would be something that I'm not going to agree with. But I mean, look, if you're out there in the ring with a guy and, you hit him, he hits you back. I mean, are we going to call that bullying now or beating people up in the ring? I don't know. I mean, Brock Lesnar punched the shit out of Braun Strowman. Did anyone? I didn't see anyone fucking, lose their shit over that. They showed that shit in slow motion. We saw Braun Strowman's face crunch up like a goddamn raisin when he did that. Oh, Brock's a bully. Well, I mean, he might have showed dick to people. But anyway, let's just move on.
It's really sad that that's like the most memorable moment of his run in the company. He's just getting punched in the face really hard. I mean, God bless him. He took it like a champ.
Dude. Absolutely. He went down to one knee and got back up like, do it again.
It reminded me of, there was like the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD. Heenan was telling a story about like Warrior being kind of stiff with Andre. And like Andre just like got him in the ropes and just fucking chopped shit out of him and just looked at Heenan and it's like, he'll learn.
He'll learn. Andre, man. Just a bad motherfucker he was. Shit. I mean, look, but again, if Andre liked you, he'd take care of you. He didn't like you, he'd beat the shit out of you.
And you could do very little about it.
So, you know what? Okay, let's really bring this. Minoru Suzuki is known for actually being, like, hitting people in the ring. Is he a bully?
No.
Okay. See? Again, that's why I would love to hear the context of this conversation. This is from a Squared Circle, which is Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much does tell you what you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not. But I mean, Dirt Sheet Radio put this out, so maybe they listened to it. But again, I would really like to hear some of before, some of after. What was said, what wasn't said. But who knows? Who knows? Like I said, there's parts of this I agree with, parts of this that are just, I mean, the words are lack of respect. That's pretty vague in the wrestling business, I would think. I mean, not going to beat someone's ass for not shaking your hand backstage with their, womanly handshakes that they do. As Ultimate Warrior said about Hulk Hogan and his womanly handshakes.
Exactly.
He did. Yeah, he did. All right. Smark, I think you had some. Right? I think.
Yeah, I do. Fucking A. So anyways, this one is from Sports Gamers Online. If ever there were a more reputable source, I can't imagine what they would be. This one particularly makes me laugh. WWE 2K22 DLC plans ruined by releases. Overhaul Considered. When news of WWE 2K22 being delayed until March 2020 hit, the emotions from fans range from frustrated to understanding to indifference. That's an editorial for me. Once the dust settled of the delay, more information about the changed plans started to come out, including post-launch DLC for WWE 2K22. So this is great. This is my favorite part. Originally, the first DLC was planned to be based around former NXT North American champion Bronson Reed. Unfortunately, when he was let go, along with a number of other NXT superstars, DLC plans for WWE 2K22 were blown up. SGO was told that a minimum of 4 released superstars from August 6th were slated to be DLC for the upcoming game, though names weren't disclosed. With the releases, the development team at Visual Concepts, along with publisher 2K Sports, was left scrambling for DLC plans. I was told that at least 2 DLC packages were scrapped over the last 4 months. While there hasn't been anything to signal what the new plans are going to be, one rumor that I've heard is DLC is being scrapped altogether in the traditional sense instead of a standard packages. 2K Sports has talked about moving to a service of sorts for roster updates. Think of it as roster updates for traditional sports games when elements such as new or updated gimmicks are introduced for WWE superstars. Visual Concepts will release the updates via standard title updates throughout the game's life cycle. Should a new superstar during the life cycle of WWE 2K22, 2K Sports wants to build goodwill by releasing new superstars free as they are completed again. This is just a rumor I've seen floated around, but it was worth mentioning here because of how drastic of a change it would be. So apparently they built the entire first DLC that they had planned after the disaster that was WWE 2K20 around Bronson Reed, and then they cut him. So that's pretty fun.
Oh, thanks, Nick Khan.
They just have no fucking synergy or congruence built amongst their various departments.
Jesus, thanks, Nick Khan, for just fucking up the game completely, dude.
Yeah, I wanted to play as old Papa Thickums because they even showed in the link here. I'm posting in the Mixer chat that he has on his old thick attire.
The old thick boy, which by the way, they were generous with the weight on him. He looks ripped as shit.
Yeah.
Looks like Miro.
That is always funny when you look at the action figures that they used to put out back in the day and you actually look at the person it was based on.
Yeah, and fuck the scrolling on this site, man. It goes too fast. For mine it is. I don't know why, but yeah, that's an awful picture of him, and they were very generous with him though. But yeah, basically they literally fucked up their own game.
Mm-hmm. And they've had, like I said, they've been having a bad run of luck because 2K20 fucking absolutely bombed. It was like a glitch-filled mess. It had terrible reviews. Then the old pandemic hit, so you got no 2K21. They got Battlegrounds. They put that out instead. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. But there was technically no 2K21 that year. And now 2K22 is being delayed, and all the DLC is being thwarted by people getting fired.
It sounds like this game might just get fucking scrapped, dude.
I kind of wish it would. And I mean, not even to be negative, but just like, there's no reason why they can't do, other than the fact that they just like more money, and that's what it's about, is making more money, is you put out a game every 2, maybe 3 years. Like, you actually work on developing a good game instead of just like adding new people to the same fucking gameplay mechanics that you had last year. And, like, you would have a better game that way. If you just every 2 or 3 years you released a game, you made a good one, you updated the roster as time went on. And then, a couple of years later, you put out the next game instead of just doing 21, 22, so on and so forth.
Well, you got to make that Christmas money. Get that game out in September, October, and you got to make that Christmas money, Smark.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is what it is. Like they said in the article, they're following the kind of lead that you get from all the other sports franchises. There's a new Madden every year. It's the same shit. A new NBA game, MLB game, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Their games have been bad, but you see, I don't go online and do the DLCs and all that stuff, so maybe that's why their games don't bother me much.
Right.
Because I just do the career. When I'm done, I do it again. It's just, that's the way I do it. I don't go online. I went online a few times on Grand Theft Auto 5, but that's a nightmare waiting to happen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's another one where that game's been out for almost 10 years now, and there's like no sign that they're putting out a Grand Theft Auto 6 because it's just all the money they're making off of Grand Theft Auto 5 online.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's fun to go online, but there's so much to do, and these people have been playing forever, and inevitably there's some little 11-year-old kid with a voice like my 8-year-old that's just killing me over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And over. And over. Like, how does he keep finding me?
Right.
They're good. What can you do? And they're cheating.
Oh, they are, for sure. A lot of them do.
Oh, I had a great called a trainer to play online on my computer back in the day, to play Vice City. And I could get online with everyone else that was playing the game. And I had a trainer. I had unlimited everything. It was fun. I would fuck people up. I'd get banned every now and then for a couple hours, but it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, the highlight of like video games online for me were just like going to my friend's house when I was a teenager, and like we would get stoned, and I would just like go online on like Halo 3 and just say a bunch of like stupid shit to make people angry. Like, dude, those people were very easily to rile. The people who play like the first person shooters all the time and get super into them.
Yeah.
Like, if you just keep asking them if they have Backstreet Boys tickets, for whatever reason, they get really upset.
I don't know. And you know what? It was GTA San Andreas, not Vice City.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember they had for a while. You could get online with San Andreas.
Yeah.
On the PC version, of course.
Yeah. That was fun. That was good shit. That was the one I had the trainer for. But they would catch you with it, and they'd boot you out of the room, and then you'd have to wait a couple hours, and someone would let you back in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd kill them, get banned again. Just kind of the way it went. All right, let's see. Eric, you did have one more. It's kind of an opinion piece that this guy, more of an opinion post on. It was from the pro wrestling world. I can read it. It was the one where the guy was talking about Tony Khan and Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
actually said this. I'm going to read this. This was comical when I read it. That's why I really wanted to get through this one. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the two people who are ruining wrestling. Vince McMahon is doing nothing about the quality of his product as it seems. He is now in it for only the money and cares not what he actually puts out for the viewing masses. Where's this person been for the past fucking 11 years? Anyway, and Tony Khan has become Eric Bischoff 2.0 with all his focus on beating WWE and not actually worrying about his own product. Tony wants to talk about nothing but how he plans to defeat WWE every week, yet has done nothing to help his tanking ratings. Insert witty 1919 White Sox banter here. All right, well, what was that? What was that about?
He's alluding to the fact that the White Sox tanked the World Series.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Like they actually there was a whole trial and they were found guilty and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. It didn't have anything to do with Al Capone.
Could have. Who knows?
Okay.
Old Uncle Al getting it done.
All right. There you go. I do not blame the wrestlers, as they are the ones who are putting on the show and trying their best to make this competition. We established there was no competition, which Vince doesn't think exist, because when you're on top, you don't mention the other guy. Take notes, Tony. Something the fans can remember for a lifetime. Didn't think it could be done, but probably pissed off AEW and WWE fans in one post. Oh well, no two wrestling fans can agree on everything, let alone anything. Hashtag admin of steel.
Steel.
Oh. Oh, God, that fucking hashtag just literally fucking gave me douche chills. Oh.
I mean, I had to change out my headphones because that take was so caustic that it just burned through my wires.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for such a hot take.
That was a smoking hot take on that. All right, Vince McMahon doing nothing. All right, whatever. We've bitched about this. Where the fuck have you been? Welcome to the fucking party, pal.
This would be a great segment to just go through and just like read every week, find like one really shitty take and just read it.
It seems like Eric is finding them, and I'm liking these. Because
he said it like it was supposed to be so controversial. Just like, yeah, this is the same shit we've heard fucking ad nauseum.
How many times do you think he like wrote and rewrote this? I would say at least 6.
5 times.
5 to 6. I'm there. 5-6 times. Absolutely. And it
sounds like a good.
Insert witty 1919 White Sox banter here. Look at this smart thing I'm putting out. Oh, God. And Tony Khan, Eric Bischoff 2.0, I don't think so. No, not even close, not yet. The only thing he thinks about defeating is WWE. I don't think so. I think he's been thinking about putting out great fucking shows, and that's what they've been doing. Again, these. I mean, this guy just doesn't seem like a wrestling fan at all. I hate Vince. I hate Tony Khan. I don't blame the wrestlers, of course, but and hashtag admin of steel. Fucking, I can't even take these, man. It's just.
It is a real accomplishment to be an admin of a Facebook group. Not everybody can just make a Facebook group.
Oh, meanwhile, there's 179 comments on this. Well, I mean,
140 of them are just me calling him a douche, like just one word comment.
Okay, hold on. I got to go through some of these.
I actually do want to just write douche on there now.
Oh my God,
like douche.
All right, let's get through some of these comments. I'm not going to call anyone out, but I'll get through some of these comments. To be fair,
I'm going to join you.
Oh, okay. To be fair, you make a valid point with a little clapping emoji.
I read that as satire. I could be wrong, but like a valid point as to just like, well, one of the things you said isn't a total lie.
Yeah, it could be. Now, this one got 30 replies. This guy just set everyone off. Well, at least Tony cares about the fans and gives fans what they want, unlike Vince, who only cares about money. I kind of agree with that guy more. And, you know, he got 43 likes and 11 laugh reacts to that comment and 30 replies. Oh, I got to look. I have to click it. All right, let's see. But if the fans were getting what they want, would ratings not be higher? Boy, here we go.
Bingo.
That's what he wants you to believe so that he doesn't make the biggest manipulator in wrestling because you believe his mission statement. What the fuck? Man, this was just not good. They just went off on him. A lot of people defending Vince, believe it or not. Not as much Tony. All right, at least Tony's putting in effort to make put on a good show. I agree with that. I kind of agree with this. Totally true. I wish Tony would quit talking. Just do you. I kind of agree with that. Tony really needs to stop going on these little podcasts. And actually, Smark, you sent me some audio, did you not?
I did.
Why don't we tie that right into here? Let me get a little volume on this. This is from Streamable.
While you pull that up, the best one I've seen so far is this group as a whole, and these admins are becoming pathetic. My suggestion, give your grumpy minds a break from the product. If you have this much vitriol, I appreciate that word, towards every company that brings wrestling to the masses. No one is forcing you guys to talk or watch wrestling. Remember that. Of course, that had 3 likes because that was the most nuanced thing in this comment thread.
Oh, no, I like this one. This group as a whole and these admins' posts are becoming pathetic. My suggestion, give your grumpy minds a break from the product if you have. Oh, you just read that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So are you sure you watch wrestling at all, or do you collect your sources from separate salty weirdos on the internet?
That's the best one.
All right, I had 2 of them. So
I have a
highlighted.
serious question. Adamant of Steel preference the question. You are the owner of Steel Pro Wrestling. You have somewhere between Tony and Vince money. You have a TV deal, the major cable channel. How would you say? I thought he was just calling him a fraud. I was wrong. How would you say pro wrestling and make it right? Basically, he tells him, he's like, all right, so what's your fucking plan? And of course, he doesn't comment on it.
No replies to that. No replies at all. You get no replies at all. Phil Collins?
No replies?
Phil Collins. That's the one. That's it right there.
No, very few people are doing a good job at trolling this guy. I might have to come out of retirement here.
And back when Smark was saying that everybody, their bodies always hurt, I was really about to play Everybody Hurts, but I didn't.
So.
I was really about to pop it on there, but I decided.
That would have popped me. I would have laughed.
I knew you would have. All right. I'm telling you, my headphones are melting from these hot takes, aren't they, Smark?
Mm-hmm.
Great hot takes.
God, these people. I'm starting to think they just don't like wrestling, dude. Listen, I wasn't enjoying WWE. I'm taking a little break. I am. We're talking a lot of AEW on this show. I'm actually happier not having to force myself to watch WWE at this point. If I want to watch it, I will. If I don't, I don't.
Exactly.
Not a big deal.
That's the thing with just culture nowadays anyways, is negativity is what gets you views, ratings, clicks, whatever. Anytime I go on YouTube, I'm fucking barraged with just an endless onslaught of here's why this movie sucks. Here's how this video game failed. Where it's just I don't want to watch a 45-minute video on why you don't like fucking Saints Row 3. I don't care.
I literally had someone a couple weeks ago sending me, these are some of the worst movies I've ever seen if you want to review them. What?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'll think about that one.
That can be fun if you make fun of them. There's plenty of shows that do that, whatever. But just the movie or the YouTube videos or podcasts or whatever, they just go on and just straight up bitch with no comedy. It's just
Yeah, I'm better off doing shit I like.
Yeah.
I'm better off doing movies I appreciate and like. So, hell, I did Strangeland. Talk about a fucking odd movie, underrated movie. Great movie though.
I need to rewatch. We talked about before, I watched that. I was 12 or 13, so I don't remember much about it. But I remember it was. I liked it at the time.
Oh, you were watching that at 12? Oh, look. Well, at least you got to know what an ampelang is at that age.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, because I mean, my mom's a big horror movie fan, and she was a big '80s hair metal fan because that was the music of her youth. So I, of course, ended up seeing it.
Probably not the best movie for you to see, but okay. 12, 13. Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Saw Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was like 7, so it's one of those things.
Well, I told that story. My dad accidentally rented that movie, and I watched it and had some questions.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably around 7 or 8 myself. I don't think my dad even knew what that movie was. He didn't at the time. He found out. But anyway, let's
There you go.
let's go ahead and move on here. I've got a couple. Smark's got a couple, and I think that's about it. Smark, you had 2 here. One, I find one of them just absolutely hilarious, which you're going to get to one or the other. So go for it.
Right. And that one will round out the last of my news because I do find that particularly funny. This one, probably not too much to talk about, but wrestler from GCW by the name of Ninja Mac put out on Twitter today, or not today, it was yesterday. He said he just put out a tweet that said, "Want to make a bet?" That's his thing, is his catchphrase. "Thank you, GCW Wrestling." And he goes on to list all the various other promotions that he worked for since he's returned. "I've committed and signed a deal, and I'll be leaving in December." So apparently, it doesn't really say where he's going, but he ended up getting signed to a deal, presumably not AEW, because that's not how they do things. Usually they just have people show up on Dark or Dark Elevation or whatever, and eventually they just integrate them into the roster.
Right.
So presumably it's somewhere like a WWE or an Impact, but he's still relatively new. But if you've had the opportunity to see him on any of the GCW shows, he's been on a lot of them this year and towards the end of last year. But he just super fucking innovative. Like, I have not seen anybody do what he's done in the ring. A lot of flippy stuff. So if that's not your forte, whatever. But I have not seen somebody like this innovative in the ring since I've seen like Jack Evans in 2004 doing the shit that they do now.
Wow.
Like, he is a actual gymnast. He can do a lot of crazy turns and flips and all kinds of shit. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he ends up going, what he ends up doing, because he blew up super fucking quick. I'll post a couple of gifs and whatnot in the Mixler chat, but he's headed to bigger and better things, presumably. So there you go.
Yeah, this one company he works for, this New Texas Pro Wrestling, will be in Dallas on 11/13. Yeah, they're going to be in Houston actually on the night before Halloween for a show called Hocus Pocus.
Wow.
Pretty cool, but yeah, they're going to.
What's the main event?
No clue. I'm just looking at their profile as I'm pulling it up while Smark's talking. So I've never seen him, but I'll tell you what, the guy's got a pretty cool look to him. Got the little red ninja outfit on, the mask. Kind of reminds me of a shinobi.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit of shinobi look to him, if you remember that video game, and I think it was a cartoon for a while, wasn't it?
I remember the video game. I don't remember.
I definitely remember the video game.
Here's a cool one. I'll post in the Mixler chat here. I mean, it's all visuals, so it doesn't work for the show, but be that as it may.
All right. Like you said, not much on that one, but yeah, good luck to him, man. I guess we'll find out where he is soon. He will definitely be letting us know, I'm sure. And...
I guess since we're talking about GCW, I can just go ahead and wrap up mine if you want to go ahead and do that. So, this is from PW Insider from your friend, Mr. Mike Johnson. Combat Zone Wrestling announced minutes ago, this was the 11th, so it has not been minutes ago, they would be running Renaissance of Tradition, a benefit event on 10/24 at Studio Z, difficult for me to say, in Blackwood, New Jersey. Their first event since March 2020, when the promotion shuttered operations due to COVID. The event has been announced as a pay-what-you-wish event as well. All proceeds will be donated to breastcancer.org in conjunction with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's a very nice thing, but we're not here to be nice. We're here to make fun. PW Insider can exclusively confirm that at one point there was a memorandum of understanding for Game Changer Wrestling to purchase and revitalize CZW. But DJ Hyde ultimately had second thoughts and pulled out of the deal. GCW instead turned its attention to revitalizing Jersey Championship Wrestling. Hyde remains the owner of CZW.
Yes, he does. He does. DJ Hyde does still remain the owner of that company. Now, Again, I do think what they're, and once again, the words "all proceeds will be donated." That's the correct word to be using there, not profits, proceeds. So that means all the money will be going to breastcancer.org, which is very good. But
Yes, it is.
But CZW, and okay, first of all, CZW fans as a pay what you wish event.
Oh, there will inevitably be like a person that gives like $8,
Yeah.
and like I would just imagine being that guy. Imagine being that much of an ass. I know it's CZW and like it's funny to stiff them, but for a cancer benefit,
I mean, CZW. Let's face it, they were dying before the pandemic. Believe it or not, they probably needed a break before the pandemic. I'm not going to say the pandemic was a good thing for anyone, but it might have been a good thing for this company. And you know what? Maybe, we always, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? Maybe. And you know what? Since all proceeds are going to breastcancer.org, I hope they actually have a very good show, make a lot of money. And I don't know. You're right. I was going to totally shit on this, but I can't. I can shit on DJ Hyde, though. I mean,
the bigger conversation of just like what they're doing is real nice on that front, but like CZW has been around for roughly almost like 20 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
imagine just how bad of a job DJ Hyde has been doing, that a company that's only been around for like a handful of years is already in a position to buy you out. Versus like your momentum has completely fucking plummeted.
Well, I could give more rumors about CZW, but I'm not going to get into all that. I mean, if you do remember, I mean, me and Shaheen many times talked to DJ Hyde, and Shaheen was very involved with CZW.
Sure.
So, but I'm not going to get into all that.
He also had those like allegations of just like taking like creepy photos and staring at women's asses that he underpaid to use them. And
Yeah, well, half those photos are online. You can look at him. He was like proud to fucking post them and shit. But problem with DJ Hyde and that company is DJ Hyde still wants to put over DJ Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's not, you cannot do that. You really can't. I mean, you can't be the owner of the company. And I mean, this is Jeff Jarrett territory. It is. I mean, Jeff Jarrett was basically the owner of, Impact or whatever it all was, or his family was. And he had to put himself over. This is the same thing DJ Hyde is doing. And people don't want to see DJ Hyde at CZW. They want to see guys go out there, fucking like Grim Reaper and fucking Nick Gage and people like that. I know Nick Gage ain't going back to CZW. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They want people to go out there and fucking kill themselves with light tubes and shit. They don't want to see fucking, chain wrestling. That's not what these people are there for.
yeah, no, exactly.
No.
And that's what the big complaint about the Young Bucks and Cody and Omega was at first. Them booking themselves as the top guys. I mean, main eventers all the time, putting themselves over all the time.
Well, yeah, and it's still the complaint. I mean, the Young Bucks, hardly ever lose. They obviously they do lose because they're not champions anymore. But I mean, Cody, as Christopher Kane would say, Cody's always sucking his own dick, and he usually is. He's right. He usually is. So, but I don't know, man. I just. Once again, to end it, since it's going for such a great cause, I hope they do well. I hope Pay What You Wish means everyone's going to give like $20 to $50, but it's New Jersey and it's CZW.
Mm-hmm.
Need I say more?
Not wrong about that.
In relation to GCW, real quick before we transition on to the next thing, I was watching over the weekend. They had Moxley versus Gage for the title. And that was their big show on Saturday. Well, there was two things that were interesting about the show that I'll just rifle off real quick. You had Matt Cardona against Effie for his internet title. Mm-hmm. If Matt Cardona didn't win, he would have to retire from GCW. Well, the funny thing about this match is that at one point, there is a person that comes to help Matt Cardona. and they are wearing a motorcycle helmet and like a button-up jacket. It kind of looked like a cheesy version of like, I think it was Edge on that One Night Stand show where he came out dressed just like that. But the funny part is that they're trying to make this person's identity like a real mystery, but it made me laugh because even though they're super dressed up, you could still see like just a giant pair of breasts like fucking poking out from the jacket. And it's like, gee, I wonder who is helping him out. And sure enough, of course, it was Chelsea Green, and it just made me laugh because it's like, you tried, but everybody still knew who it was. Just certain things you can't hide.
Certain things you shouldn't hide.
And then right after that, the only other thing that made me laugh was this. I actually I'll look for it if I can see if I can find it. Mance Warner and Matthew Justice, they're the tag team champions. They won a 6-man tag. They cut this promo talking about how nobody can beat them, and nobody from WWE, nobody from AEW, nobody in the world can beat them. And so, sure enough, out come the Briscoes, which is a big deal because they don't work a lot of non-Ring of Honor shows. Mm-hmm. So everybody was super fucking hyped. And Jay Briscoe grabs a microphone. He's like, yeah, I'd like to see you guys, try to beat us. And like, okay, everybody's hyped for the match or whatever. They start playing the Briscoe Brothers theme song. Jay gets up on the second rope. He gets his first foot up there, fine. His second foot gets tangled in between like the buckle and the bottom of the rope, and he fucking goes ass over tea kettle from in the ring to out on the floor, just full on eats shit and has to jump up and pretend like it didn't happen. Like, it was pretty great.
I like those fucking country boys. I do, man. I think they're entertaining as hell.
It was a good time. It was a pretty good show Saturday, so.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I never get to watch those. I should. I think I actually might even have a subscription to Fight TV. I should check that. I think I might have paid for a year of that too, like I did Peacock.
Oh.
Well, my kids are getting good use out of Peacock, so that's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shows on Peacock. Besides, obviously network.
Yeah, and they're watching. They have a bunch of kid shows on there. My kids are watching, so.
That's where the new Halloween's coming on it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, they're showing it.
I think this week, maybe Thursday.
On Friday. Yep.
Friday. Yeah, good job.
There you go.
It's only for one day, right? They're showing
that. I don't know, honestly.
They're actually, because it's hitting theaters on Friday, and I saw something that says streaming on Peacock too.
I'll take a look here. I'll let you know.
Nice.
It's pretty cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, well, they got to keep that franchise going somehow.
Yeah. Well, there's this one, and then there's one. It's supposed to be like the last one, but for a little while at least.
There you go. There you go. All right. I've got a couple more here, and then I don't know what else we can. Well, we'll figure out what to do. This one we're not going to spend too much time on, but obviously we've heard that, and we heard on the draft that WWE to Raw did sign Gable Steveson. And according to old Dave Meltzer, WWE has penciled in for him to debut at WrestleMania 38.
Wow.
That would be pretty quick timing. But then again, he's a trained wrestler. I guess they want to see if he's got that Kurt Angle pick it up that fast talent.
Yeah. I think it's maybe too soon, but.
Well, let's see. It's in April. I mean, it's in April. I don't know. I guess it'll all depend on obviously how he does. Which, I mean, the guy's obviously talented as hell. He's just won gold in the Olympics. So
I thought he was still in high school. Oh, not high school, college.
College, yeah. Which he was finishing out college, but I think. Well, college.
From what they were talking about on the Observer, it appears that he's going to finish out his last year in college while under contract. And like still competing collegiately.
Correct, but the college wrestling season ends in March.
Yeah.
So they would bring him out at 38 in April. Now that doesn't mean he's going to be wrestling on Mania. It just means that he could interfere in a match, he could come out one way or the other.
Right.
He could just come out.
I mean, they're missing a huge opportunity if they don't make a documentary out of this.
Oh, they will.
I bet they will, but they should. They absolutely should.
Absolutely, they will. They will. So I don't know, man. I mean, if they get him in that early, that's going to actually be good. We'll see exactly how he does. I mean, will he, follow the course of, the Kurt Angles, the Brock Lesnar's, who did take to it very. I mean, Kurt Angle took to it fucking amazingly and became a hell of an entertainer as well as obviously a wrestler. So, and Brock's entertaining in a different way.
Yeah.
Much different way. So, like I said, we don't really need to get too much into that, but this one we might get a little bit into. Daniel Bryan, we all know that he was forced to retire a few years ago. We were all led to believe, though, it was because of the concussions. Now, that is one reason. But he did an interview with the U.S. Sun, which is over in the UK. A lot of people seem to do interviews with this company, though. And he said that wasn't the only reason. The concussions were one reason. The other one is because he had actually lied about the concussions. He says, one of the reasons I was forced to retire was not because of concussions, but because I lied about that. You have to understand, from WWE's point of view, I had been wrestling for them for 6 years, but then all of a sudden, they opened this Pandora's box about lying about his medical history, and now we can't trust him. A lot of that was building the trust back, but they were also legitimately looking after my health. I was going to see a doctor, or I was going to see doctor after doctor and doing everything that I could to improve my brain function to show, above and beyond, that my brain was healthy. It's also my love of wrestling. It felt like I really wasn't done yet. I still needed to come back. I also think that there's a lot left on concussion research to be done, and when you're seeing the top doctors in the country and they're all clearing you to do what you love to do, I think you should be able to do that. So it wasn't just the fact that he had this concussion thing going on. He's not denying he did have concussion things going on, but he's also saying it took him longer to get back because he lied about his medical history. Now, I'm a little shocked that he was able to lie about his medical history, because I would figure when you signed with WWE, you would also give them access to your previous medical history, right? Wouldn't you think their doctors would have? I mean, doctors can get that stuff.
Because that's, if I remember correctly, that was part of the reason why Nigel McGuinness stopped wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Was he did a physical for them, and they found out that he had, I believe, hepatitis.
Exactly. So maybe Daniel Bryan shouldn't have trusted them because they couldn't do their due fucking diligence.
Right.
All right, I'm going a little too far there. Maybe a little too far. Maybe a little too far with that. But I mean, this, he might have come back earlier had he not. He said a lot of time taken off was him having to build the trust back with the company, which again, I think we all just figured he was out because of concussions, like they had said, and he was going to come back if he could come back, which I don't think anyone expected him to come back. And it was a great moment when he did. So, but I didn't realize all this about, like I said, they should be able to get his medical history, and that's something you would think they would dig into, especially
WWE.
Especially WWE, with knowing Daniel Bryan's history before that of concussions.
Yeah.
This seems like Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan.
Other wrestlers that had similar injuries: Edge, Austin.
Yep.
All these athletes.
Yeah, Austin though actually never. I mean, once he left, he pretty much left.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty fucked up. I mean, he had his neck broken by Owen at one point, and just a beat up guy. So
in a similar vein, though, I feel like, especially after what happened with the fucking Chris Benoit thing, you'd think that they'd be, like you said, more diligent about how they handle head and neck injuries, head trauma, CTE, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think that's something they wanted to dig into. I mean, Jesus Christ, you don't think when a guy, Jesus Christ, we watched Draft Day, Smark. How much did they dig into those people's fucking lives?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to find out if he's got fucking knee problems, bedwetting problems. Why wouldn't WWE do their same due diligence to people they want to hire? Why would you want to, why wouldn't you want to dig into these guys' lives, find out what's going on? What can you live with?
Right. Well, I mean, I think even, kind of a recent example to that is the whole Lars Sullivan situation.
Yeah.
Was like they did no research on that guy, and boy, did that come back to bite everyone in the ass.
Boy, that, who was that? Brad Shepard going after him?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to Brad? I gotta know.
God only knows, yeah.
Was that Brad Shepard in the video?
He was the power bottom?
Oh, bad of me to say. Bad of me to say. I'm sorry, Brad. I don't know you, but that was funny anyway. I don't care who you are, honey. Okay. So,
big hero.
That's funny.
One of the
right
greats.
there. I saw him once. I saw him once live.
Well, there you go.
I did. I mean, I've seen. I saw him. I've seen Foxworthy. I've seen Jeff Dunham. Oh my God! I mean, the ventriloquist, the dregs of comedy.
Yeah, I mean, it is what I never really particularly cared for him, but I mean, they were a phenomenon for a while there. It was undeniable, especially living in the South. They're inescapable for a period in time.
Oh yeah, like the Cable Guy, Foxworthy. Who's the other one? Ron White.
Well, yeah, he was always the most interesting one because he was like the one that like everybody respected, even if you thought the other three were fucking idiots. Like he was sort of just an established comic, even coming into then.
He's like, I'll do it. Fuck it. Can I drink on stage? Okay. Mm-hmm. That gives me more of a Southern accent.
That's it.
Shit. You can drink on stage. I love that. It's a great thing to be able to do.
Well, that was you were talking about maybe talking about Dave Chappelle next week. That was the thing that he did. Was like there was places where you couldn't smoke, and he claimed that smoking was a part of his act, which is legal. You can smoke if it's a part of the act of like a stage show. Uh-huh. So he would just like walk on stage and just fucking smoke cigarettes all show.
And speaking of Chappelle, I saw that on October 28th. Chappelle and Joe Rogan are doing a show together. Like the two most hated comics in the United States right now.
Like near you or just in general?
No, I'm not even sure where it was. I just saw that they were doing, it was like something quick I saw on a Joe Rogan page, and it was actually a, check mark Joe Rogan's page. But I guess they had moved the show from the 22nd to the 28th or something like that. They had moved the show, but those two doing a show together, that's fucking power right there, man. That's some comedy power. And like I said, they're basically the two most hated comics in the fucking world right now. So, I mean, Joe Rogan, because he beat COVID in 3 days without a vaccine, and David Chappelle because he made, I haven't heard the show yet, but I guess made the jokes he usually makes.
They're touring, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm seeing the first October 24th, Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Fuck, I wish I could go to that. But yeah, Nashville, New Orleans.
I
think that's it.
I think the Nashville one is the one that got rescheduled for the 28th.
Mm-hmm. Well, as of right now on Ticketmaster.com, it's being announced for 24th.
Yeah, fuck that.
28th is Smoothie King in New Orleans.
Oh. Well, okay. Oh. All right. So maybe that's the one that got switched over.
Could be.
There you go. Yeah, those two are that'd be a hell of a show, man. Like fucking Luke Birch just said, that'll sell out fast. Hell yeah, it would. Hell yeah, it would. And I
kind of funny because he says, as a fight commentator, love Rogan. As a comic, he's hit and miss. Mm-hmm. I feel like the exact opposite. Like I kind of like watching him do comedy, but like the only thing I like about his commentary as like a UFC commentator is just laughing at him scolding people, like just reading people the riot act for booing during boring fights. And just be like, you see, what you fucking fatzos need to realize is that it takes a lot of skill and effort and determination to become a good wrestler. It's like, yeah, they paid $500 to see somebody get knocked out. Like, sorry that your fan base is what your fan base is, but
yeah, Yeah, it's like they paid to be there. You're getting paid to be there. See the difference, Mr. Rogan?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of a difference, but I don't know. He's right. Rogan's comedy is hit or miss. It's you either like it or you pretty much don't. It's not bad. I've got a couple of his CDs, old CDs somewhere. I've got them somewhere, but I don't know. But Chappelle is always I didn't know much about Chappelle until I was able to watch the Dave Chappelle show, and then we reviewed it. So I learned a lot about Dave Chappelle, and God, that was a funny show. So I definitely want to see this new show, and why not? Might as well review it. It's only an hour and 10 minutes, I believe, or an hour and 12 minutes, something like that. So I'll get it knocked out.
I've already seen
Maybe
it.
I'll join.
It was a good show.
If I get to watch it, maybe I'll join.
I'll be around Saturday. Smark, you said you watched it?
Mm-hmm. I might end up watching it again because, like, I just watched it because I was a fan of Dave Chappelle. I am a fan of Dave Chappelle. Like, in my opinion, I don't want to go too long on this because potentially next or Saturday, but whatever. But, like, I feel like he's the best of ever. So, like, just anytime there's a Dave Chappelle special, I'm watching that shit. But now I want to watch it again because it's just how fucking just crazy it's gotten, how controversial it's gotten.
I know, man. Everything. I'll talk about it more Saturday about the, comedy and society.
Mm-hmm.
Society. Exactly. Society.
Maybe I will join.
just talk about society.
Oh, I have a lot to say about society.
Culture, cancel culture. But I do like that. I will say real quick. I like that Dave is standing up for himself, and I believe he's also trying to stand up for comedy itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave it at that before I give away too much for the old Saturday.
Yes, sir.
But it's going to be better for me to do the movie shows on Saturdays, man. I'll be so less tired because I'm dead by Friday night. So that'll be better. But I don't know, guys. You guys want to talk anything else, or you want to wrap it up here? What do you want to do?
All right. You have anything else? And
I got no more news. I mean, we had a few things. I mean, if we want to talk a little NXT, we can. I didn't really watch much of it. So
there's a new North American champion. That's the only thing I saw.
I did see that. Carmelo Hayes, new champion. I saw Mandy Rose. Oh my God.
Indeed.
That I mean, there's nothing else to say. Oh my God. I saw her.
Did you did you see the fucking Dark Side of the Ring this week or last week, I guess, about God, what is his name? Fucking Brewster Bedlam. There we go. Getting old sucks.
No, I did not.
I feel like it'd be right up your alley because basically, like, long story short, it's about a wrestler who ultimately doesn't succeed as a wrestler and joins a biker gang.
Uh-huh.
So it's got a lot of, like, Law and Order type elements, I feel like, that you would like. Because they talk to a police officer, they talk to, like, Lance Storm and Chris Jericho. Oh. It's a rather interesting story. Like, I don't want to give too much away if anybody's interested in watching it, but it's one of those things where it's like you don't really... I don't know about like you guys, but just me personally, I hadn't heard a lot about it because he wasn't a ultra successful wrestler, so it's not covered the same way that other, things that they've talked about in Dark Side of the Ring. We already know front and back, the Benoit situation or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Hey, maybe I'll check it out.
Sounds like something I would like.
I'm just glad you think that that's right up my alley.
It seems like it would be because it has the makings of like a cheesy 80s action movie of just like a guy who like fucking is a wrestler but is also in a biker gang. Like it just, you tell me you could see like fucking Steven Seagal doing this. Like this is straight up some Seagal type shit.
I'm trying to think if I ever seen him ride a motorcycle. I think he might have in one movie. I don't know.
Somebody. I don't know who does a lot of motorcycle related movies, but
I don't know either. There was that Biker Boys movie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Lawrence Fishburne was in that.
Yeah. I want to say Tyrese was in that too, but I could be wrong.
I think he was.
Let's see. This is a great way to end the show. Biker Boys IMDb. Here we go. 2003. Oh, Biker Boys
with a Z. Absolutely, it was 2003. What do you? Come on.
It absolutely was 2003. Lawrence Fishburne, Derek Luke, never heard of him. Orlando Jones, underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Bonet was in there.
Yes.
Kid Rock was in there. I might watch this movie. This sounds like it'd be bad but entertaining.
Kid Rock's was in everything back in the early 2000s. Joe Dirt, this movie. Kid Rock just shows up in everything.
There's a fucking horror movie with on Netflix with Fred Durst in it, and I've been meaning to watch it for forever because it just seems like it. I want to see what Fred Durst's acting range is.
I gotta know what he looks like because I mean, really does not look like himself right now.
Oh no, it was like really. It was right around when Limp Bizkit was still popular.
All right. All right, no problem.
I think it was Fahrenheit 450.
451
or 437 or something. It's Fahrenheit something. Let me dig it up. I have it in my queue on Netflix here. It should only take a minute.
It's funny. I think I'm gonna grab that one of my. I got something else on my I'll tell you, Hulu's putting up some good fucking movies this month.
Oh yeah, Hulu's crushing it right now. There's a lot of good shit on there.
Dude, they have the Untouchables on there.
Oh yeah, well that too. But they've been doing a lot of horror movies. They're putting out a lot of good ones.
Oh well, they have Huluween. They have a whole section when you go in there. They updated yesterday, and you have Huluween on there. You have all the like a whole section of just horror movies. I got a few on there. I did. I picked a couple. Can't remember which ones. I'm probably not going to get into it right now, but I'll talk more about it on Saturday, I guess. You find it?
I'm just my fucking research skills are not what they once were.
Luke Birch just straight up. Fred Durst acting, pass.
He's not wrong, but I want to see it. I think it's population 436. That's it.
Okay. All right. And he's probably right. Yeah.
It was in 2006 that it came out. It has a 5.7 on old IMDb.
Out of
6.
Oh, really?
A census taker is sent to investigate why a certain small town has had the same population, 436 residents, for the last 100 years. It's got, I don't know who any of these people are. David Ames, Leigh Enns, Susan Kelso, Rick Skeen. I love Rick Skeen. David Fox, Charlotte Sullivan, R.H. Thompson. That's actually how it's pronounced too. There's like a little ellipses in the middle of his name. Frank Adamson, Monica Parker, Jeremy none of these people actually exist.
I've never heard of any of them at all. Not one. That must have been a very high budget movie.
This absolutely has to have. This has to suck, so I have to watch it. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Please tell me Fred Durst is the CIA agent, like the agent, just going out. Yeah, we did it all for the Nookie, baby. Yeah.
Oh, Box, you would absolutely be delighted to know that he, in fact, is. He's Deputy Bobby Kane.
Oh, my God. I've got to watch this shit.
Durst is a cop.
My God. CIA agent, even that's like way past cop.
I have to watch this movie. I got to watch this. I got to watch Biker Boys. My weekend's cut out for me.
You're going to watch shitty movies.
Hell yeah, I am. And I'm going to have a fun time doing it.
Truthfully,
instead of watching shitty wrestling, I didn't watch Raw this week. I'll just treat myself to shitty movies.
There you go. Listen, 4 hours of shitty movies is probably just as bad as a 3-hour Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. And I got a feeling that Fred Durst movie is way less than 2 hours.
Oh, it has to suck. I think it's hour 32.
Oof.
And Biker Boys is how long? Let's find out. Probably about that. Probably about an hour and 30. Yeah. God damn this. Okay, hour and 50. Jesus.
I actually watched that movie a while ago. Probably about a year ago.
4.7 on IMDb, so the Fred Durst cop movie is better.
Well, except the Fred Durst cop movie probably only has 3 votes and only 1 is bad.
13K versus 12K. So 12K for the Fred Durst movie, 13K for Biker Boys.
Wow.
So only 1,000 people theoretically have 1,000 more people have seen Biker Boys than Fred Durst cop movie.
Well,
Wow.
good for them. Okay. All right.
What a way to end. What a way to end.
Yeah, I think we can wrap up on that right there. I think that's a good little wrap up point right there. And that means I guess we can go ahead. I will start the outro music. We'll take your drunken ass home. And Eric, go ahead and kick it off one more time with your plugs.
This Friday, catch us on blogtalkradio.com/Everything Unscripted podcast at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking about AEW and WCW 96-98. And then next week, once again, top 20 greatest wrestlers of all time. Should be a controversial list. We're gonna have 5 special guests on, and we'll reveal those names on Friday night. So tune in to us on Friday night to find out who they are. That goes for you too, Box.
All right. No problem. I was mid taking a sip of water.
Smark.
There you go. Smark, you better goddamn it too. All right. That leaves us the High Marks, Cheeseman, Mojo, Gee Whiz. Y'all know where you can be checking those guys out. Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right, 2 T's and Mitt. Don't forget the second T when typing it. Once again, Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Network, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday. Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades, the Inhumans on the Inhuman Experience. Definitely want to be checking those guys out. Subscribe on all the usual podcast platforms and wherever you find your podcast. Stephen Milan sharing the show. Go over there. Check out his movie reviews. Letterboxd, boxt.com/Stephen Milan. Definitely check that out. And once again, Hollywood Hangout, Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Looks like I'm doing Dave Chappelle, the closer. So I'll be doing that, and be a good time. Smart, go.
You got it. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. It is Cheese on Sports with Cheeseman, G Wiz, Luke Birch, and myself every Monday, 8:30. That's where you want to be. You also want to be at 10:30 a.m. every Sunday on the Metal Mid Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. The Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and with Dirk. And the last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Raconteur. It's the Planet Raconteur podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave, Sincere, and Young Nasty. All 16 episodes of Season 1 are available, as well as Season 2. Be sure to subscribe.
Oh, yeah. And that is it. I'll be back Saturday. Smark, appreciate it. Eric, appreciate it. Everybody in the chat room, much appreciated. Downloaders, greatly appreciated to you too. Anyone listening, however you listen, we appreciate it. On that note,
Adios.
Do it yourself. Take your drunken ass on. Party's over. Band last